Welcome, all my dear students of TYBSc Physics class. In previous lecture, we have studied amplification, amplifier, and classification of amplifier. Now, in this lecture, we are going to study Class A operation power amplifier. This one, Class A operation power amplifier. The circuit diagram of this Class A operation power amplifier is very simple. See here, this is transistor, this is the base of transistor, this is collector and this is emitter. Now there is voltage divider base bias action at the base of this transistor, and through capacitive coupling we are going to provide input signal for amplification purpose. Okay, now collector, there is a RC resistor, this is R1 and this is R2, this is transistor, and here voltage, AC voltage, positive AC voltage VCC is given for the operation of this amplifier. Now there is RC coupling at emitter in order to stop thermal runaway. This is emitter resistor and this is emitter capacitor RE and C. And output is here. The output is also taken through capacitor. Suppose this is capacitor C1 and this is C2. Okay. Now again we can connect a load resistor REL. And according to this, across this we are going to connect, we are going to measure the output. Okay. In this way, this is a very simple circuit diagram. Here R1 and R2 performs voltage divider base bias action, voltage divider base bias action as shown in this figure. And this is a Class A amplifier as long as the output signal is not applied. This type of amplifier is referred, or we can simply say that an amplifier is referred to a Class A amplifier if transistor used for amplification conducts for full cycle of the input. What I say? An amplifier is referred as a Class A amplifier. An amplifier is referred as a Class A amplifier when transistor is used for amplification for full cycle, that is, in a single sentence we can say that amplification of the signal should be 360 degree. Okay. And in Class A operation, I told you when we studied classification that the quiescent point is adjusted exactly the center, or is appear exactly at the center of the load line, and this is also we can show here. Suppose this is current axis on which collector current is taken, and this is voltage between collector and emitter is taken VC. That is, here we can use the voltmeter, so we can measure the collector voltage between collector and emitter. If we arrange a voltmeter, it can measure the voltage between collector and emitter. This is taken along x-axis, and collector current by using millimeter is taken along y-axis. Suppose this is a load line. This is a load line, and here quiescent point is exactly at the middle of the and full cycle. Let's be here. Full cycle AC signal we are going to. Now here is the amplification takes place. This is input signal which we want to amplify, and this is the output signal. This is in phase. Remember that, in phase. This is in phase. That is IBQ and ICQ. Okay, this is the quiescent. So this figure illustrate or exhibit the performance of this circuit. Here, as we apply the AC signal, this is AC signal, positive half cycle, negative half cycle, positive half cycle. This is AC signal to the base of transistor, to the base of, this is signal which is applied to the base of transistor through this coupling capacitor. The base current changes sinusoidally because this is sine wave. Below and above the base current is changes sinusoidally. Below and above the quiescent base current IBQ. This is the quiescent base current IBQ. IBQ. In response of change in base current IB, the collector current changes simultaneously. When collector current at base is changes, obviously collector current at C is also changes simultaneously, because it gives the response to the, this is nothing but the amplification. This is nothing but the amplification. In response of this base current IB, the collector current IC is also changes sinusoidally. Above and below its quiescent current ICQ. This is the quiescent current. Here quiescent current ICQ and here IBQ. Due to change in IC, that is collector current, VCE, voltage between collector and emitter current is also, voltage between collector and emitter is also changes. But I say due to change in collector current at this point, there is also change in voltage between collector and emitter. This VCE also fluctuate sinusoidally. Note that VCE and IC changes. They are in phase. Note that VCE and IC are 180 out of phase. 180 out of phase. Okay. In class A operation, the transistor remains in the active region for the whole cycle. That is through 360 degree, 180 plus 180. All the time for this signal, all the time transistor remains active and never enters in saturation or cutoff region. It continuously active. It never enters the saturation or cutoff region. the transistor conduct for complete cycle of AC in this way. Here I am going to tell you some advantages and disadvantages of this class A amplifier. One of the best advantages is that there is a simple construction. Construction of class A operation amplifier is very simple. Second one, the operation is distortionless. We get the smooth output. Distortionless output voltage is there. There is amplification takes place, and when amplification is completed, we will get the distortionless output voltage. These are the two best advantages of this circuit. Now there are disadvantages also. What are the disadvantages? First disadvantage is that a transistor continuously operate in active region. The transistor is continuously active in as transistor continuously operates in active region, the voltage VCE and collector current IC passing through the transistor are both simultaneously high. Neither any one of the low and other is high. What I say, as transistor continuously active in total region during full cycle, A cycle, the voltage VC across the transistor and collector current IC passing through the transistor both are simultaneously high, and therefore large power will be dissipated in the transistor in the form of heat, and during the operation the transistor getting heated. This is the drawback. There is another drawback. Due to large power dissipation, efficiency is very low. As power is dissipated, unwantedly dissipated, then obviously there is effect on efficiency. Efficiency of this transformer is in between 50%, 25% to 50%. But note that efficiency of class A operation power amplifier is always less than 50. Why it is so? Because transistor remains active all over the signal, and due to this both VCE and IC remains high simultaneously, and therefore large power will be dissipated in the transistor in the form of heat, and that's why efficiency of the transistor is low. Now here we are going to see some important terminology. Power gain. What is the power gain of this circuit? Power gain is the ratio of output power divided by input power. That is, and gain is suppose G. Okay. Power gain is nothing but it is a ratio of power output divided by power input. If the amplifier in this figure has an output power 20 milliwatt, suppose this is having power 20 milliwatt, and input power is 20 microwatt, then what will be the gain? Simply we have to put up the values. P out is 20 milliwatt upon P in is 20 microwatt. Convert this 20 into 10 raised to minus 3 upon 20 into 10 raised to minus 6. So 20 into 10 raised to this. That means 20 into 20. Sorry, 1. Not 1 and 10 raised to minus 6 plus 10 raised to minus 3 plus 10 raised to 6, that is, so this is the power 1000 watt. This is the power gain. Power gain of this AC class A operation power amplifier is 1000 watt. Now output power. What is the output power? From this figure, we can easily calculate P output power. Output power P out is represent output power, and this is nothing but square of RMS voltage upon what? Load resistance. Load resistance. Here this is the load resistance, and output power is equal to voltage square of RMS voltage. Okay. Now we measure output voltage as a peak to peak voltage, that is peak to peak voltage. Peak to peak voltage, that is this peak to this peak. This peak to this peak. Peak to peak voltage, that is VPP. So we measure output voltage as peak to peak volt with an oscilloscope. We have to take CRO in order to measure this, and so peak to peak voltage, that is VPP, is equal to, very simple, 2 root 2 VRMS or V out. Therefore VRMS is equal to V out is equal to simply VPP upon 2 root 2. RMS is equal to VPP upon RMS. This RMS is equal to this upon this, and this is nothing but V out. Okay. If once we get the VRMS, then substitute this value of VRMS in this equation. We have P out is equal to VPP square, and 2 square of 2 is 4, and root of 2, so square 2, then 8 RL. This is, so P out is simply VPP square upon 8 RL. This is the output power. The maximum, and now from this output power we can calculate the maximum output power when amplifier is producing maximum peak to peak output voltage, and this will be looked as P out maximum is equal to simply maximum peak to peak square upon 8 RL. Okay. In this way, we find out different parameters. Remember that all these formulas are very important in order to solve the problems regarding to this class A operation power amplifier. Okay. Now here I want to tell you, or I want to explain you two more important things related to this amplifier. Here we would like to see, I would like to explain you the transistor power dissipation, how power is dissipated by the transistor during its operation. So transistor power dissipation, when we are going to look toward this point, when no signal drives the amplifier, the quiescent power dissipation is PdQ is equal to VCEQ into ICQ, where this is the voltage between collector to emitter when quiescent point is there at quiescent point level, middle level, and this is the collector current at the quiescent point. This is the voltage between collector emitter, that means this is the voltage at quiescent point, this is the collector current, maximum current at QCK, and this is the dissipated power. Okay, that is quiescent power dissipation equals to DC voltage time the DC current. DC voltage time the DC current. And when a signal is present, this is in absence of signal, and when signal is present, suppose this is the signal, when signal is present, the power dissipation of transistor decreases, obviously. Power dissipation is decreases, and this is because the transistor converts some of the quiescent power to signal power. And for this reason, the quiescent power dissipation is worst case. Hence, power rating of class A amplifier must be greater than PDQ. Power, what I say? Hence, power rating. This is power rating. Power rating of this amplifier must be greater than the what? This PDQ. Otherwise, if this is not, what I say, if power rating is less than this PDQ, then transistor destroy easily. So, when we want to save, the transistor, at that time, power rating of this class A amplifier must be greater than this PDQ. Otherwise, if this is not, transistor will destroyed. Okay. And now last point regarding to this current gain. Now this figure, from this figure, the DC voltage has to supply. DC voltage source has to supply DC current IDC through the amplifier. This DC current has two components. The biasing current through voltage divider and collector current through transistor. The DC current is called the current drain of the stage. Okay. So if you are using multi-stage transistor, that is number of stages are there, you have to add the individual current gain to get the total current gain. And last, efficiency. The DC power, we know that. What is efficiency? Efficiency is the ratio of output divided by input. Okay. So, the DC power supplied to an amplifier by DC source is PDC is equal to VCC into IC. And efficiency equals the output power divided by input power. So, efficiency is eta is equal to P out divided by P in. And percentage efficiency, in order to calculate the percentage efficiency, we want to multiply to this by 100. So, we will get percentage efficiency. Efficiency gives us a way to compare two designs because it indicates how well an amplifier converts the DC input power to AC power. This is important in battery operated equipment because high efficiency means that the batteries is last longer. The maximum efficiency of class A amplifier with DC collector resistance and a separated load resistance is 25%. What I say? The maximum efficiency of this class, remember this is very important for exam point of view. Question may be asked on this point in any format, that it question may be asked in MCQ format, question may be asked in true or false format, or question may be asked in a single sentence. What I say? The important thing is that the maximum efficiency of class A amplifier with a DC collector resistor and separate load resistance is 25%. In some applications such as low efficiency is acceptable. For example, the small signal stages near the front of system usually work fine with low efficiency because DC input power is small. In this way, we studied class A amplifier. In next lecture, we will study class B, then push-pull circuit, and it's working. Okay, till then we shall stop here. Have a good day. Thank you.